is not at all a bad place to kind of stay the night and wake up to. Beautiful, beautiful blue skies and lovely, lovely scenery. Straight over is the Isle of Skye, where we were yesterday, which is kind of a bit surreal. Looks beautiful, and got the beautiful beach. This is the beach if you watched Monty Hall's Great Escape, I think it was. I don't know, they kind of changed names. This was where he stayed, near Applecross, and those are the dunes that he like run up all the time. So yeah, so we're just gonna have a day on the beach. Well, don't know about a day, we'll see how it goes. Beautiful blue skies. It is warm, but it is blustery, so you know, it's kind of, we're on the fence about how long we're staying down there, but we're gonna go for explore and see what it's like. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is just incredible. Like, if this was Cornwall, there would be tons of people on it. It's so sheltered down here. There's no wind at all. It is hot, blue skies, beautiful sand. Seriously, and we are the only ones on it. There are a couple of people who've just passed walking back to the car park. They've just been walking their dogs. And so now, the three of us are the only people on this beach. It is ridiculous. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. Can't believe it. So we just walked on the beach and the breeze has just picked up. But it's like, part of the beach is like this pinky kind of stuff. And then other parts of the beach have got this kind of like broken up shell stuff again. Oh, it's just a layer on the top. So I've just scraped away. Amazing, seeing all the little tiny pieces of shell. Fabulous. It's kind of like a line, I guess, where the tide kind of washes all the bits of pebbles up, all the bits of shell, just like a little line. I must learn the name of like different seaweeds and things because it fascinates me, but this stuff has got like little pods, and every time you step on it, which we've done by accident, it makes like a bubble sound, like bubble wrap. So yeah, I really feel like I need to learn more because I find it fascinating the different types of seaweed you see. The house thing that Monty kind of renovated and lived in, and it's a real shame because it's just empty now. No one's done anything with it. Oh my gosh, I would give anything to live in that little house, that little tiny cottage. So oh, what a shame, what a shame. I'd even live in it really primitively or off grid because that just kind of resonates with me. Absolutely stunning to have beach views all the time. I'm just surprised no one's done anything with it and it hasn't become like an Airbnb or something. What a shame. But yeah, I'd love to find out who owns that and see if we can rent it. I love scouring the beach for little treasures, and of all the beaches we've been to, other than that one that I saw in that little shell circle, this is the first piece of sea glass that I found our entire trip. Now I collect sea glass, and normally when we go for walks on the beach I find a ton of it, an absolute ton of it, but this is the first bit. Now I was saying to John, like, why do you think that is? And then John was like, well, so I'm turning you this way so I can cup the mic bit because it's still a bit breezy, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear a word I'm saying. And John was like, well, if you also notice, there is no litter. And it's true. Like the Scottish beaches, there's been no litter whatsoever. The only piece of litter I found, it was a bottle cap, and that was it. So the beaches are just spotless. There's no litter whatsoever. And clearly that's why I've not been finding any glass, because there's just no rubbish. But I also have found some other treasures. Like, look at the size of this shell. Like, all of the shells we found have been, like, well, not all of them, but so many of them have been just absolutely massive and really, really thick as well. I'm trying to find one I dropped. There we go. Really thick and quite big. And oh, there it goes again. Like, normally these curly whirly type ones, they're normally really hard to find. Like, I don't usually find any of them on like the Norfolk or Cornish beaches, and there's an absolute abundance of them here on this beach, which has been really nice. All sorts of colours, like this sort of white one, and I found like this sort of coloured one, and we found yellow ones, and this one which really, probably can't see it, it really sparkles in the sun. And how pretty is this, all pink? So yeah, there's been some really beautiful shells.
Okay, go on then. What shape? Another round one? Round. Go on then, you put some sand in it then.
So I cooked the dinner, so John is doing the washing up. You've lost your little assistant though, haven't you?
Yeah, given up.
She's given up. So John's just doing the washing up. The sun is just looking beautiful over the dunes. Yeah, we're still here. And the crazy thing is, we are the only people here. It's nuts. Like this little car parky thing. Nobody here. Even today, like there's been a few people come and go, walk their dog, and then go again. Like, it's crazy. There's just no one here. And even on the road that you turn off, like you can probably see the road in the distance. There's just been no cars. This really is crazily remote. It's just amazing, and I don't want to leave. I love living in our van. John and I do not need that much persuasion to sell our house and just hit the road, but you know, maybe we watch too many vlogs. We watch too many van life vlogs, I think. But there we go. Are you going to go and help Dad do the washing up?
Come in, please.
At the back of the car park, there's this little stone structure thing, and it's got little things written on it. So it says, most of the shells from thousands of years ago are limpets, but a diet of limpets gets pretty dull. We know people ate tastier meals of cod, mackerel, haddock and salmon. They probably used some of the shellfish as bait. Perhaps it was the children's job to pick the shellfish off the rocks at the edge of the sea. Then they could play with the clattering shells, squabbling over the pretty ones. Does the rock overhang? That's that one. Look like a good place for shelter from the shells and broken tools they left behind. We know that people who stayed here 7,500 years ago thought so too. Scotland's first settlers left their traces at over 170 other places around Loch, is that Torridon? Apart from here at Sand. They lived as nomads, moving with the rhythm of the tides and seasons. They must have known good camps for spring when birds' eggs were plentiful, and good ones for winter when the storms came. The tools they left suggest that sand might have been a place to prepare wild boar and deer skins in spring and autumn. Animal skins made clothes, blankets and tents, and stretched over a timber frame they made boats for the journey along the coast to the next camp. The early hunters left thousands of shells in a large rubbish heap called a midden. See if you can find the same shells on the beach today. Archaeologists found fish bones, deer antlers and wild boar tusks too, as well as pot boilers, large stones that would have been heated in a fire and dropped into a pot to cook the food. And we have a little caterpillar who's come to say hi. Hi. Hi little dude. Oh, you're cool. There we go. So to celebrate the solstice today, we've been painting some stones. We're just doing that right now. We've been drinking herbal tea, and we've just been blessed and honoured by a visit from some very beautiful, majestic creatures. They're checking us out, we're checking them out. I don't know if you can see them. Look, 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 look. So little person has been doing her own little art. She's been gluing and she's been finding things in nature. So she's found a broken shell, a little stone, a little flower that she wants to incorporate into her collage. And she's done her own painted stones. This apparently is a red squirrel. I've done a bee, I've done this. I've done this. Little one saw this and really liked it, my little earth goddess, and asked me to do one for her too. So I did a miniature one, which didn't turn out quite so well, but she loves it because, you know, her mama did it. And I even did one on a shell. I've tried painting on one of these massive shells, and these, I've used the Posca paint pens, and they just worked really well on the shell. Beautiful. So yeah, we've just been having a gay old time. It's 9 at night and it is still beautifully light. Obviously it's a solstice. We're still the only ones here. We have been the only ones here since about, I don't know, 3 o'clock this afternoon. Crazy. It's just been such a beautiful day. No people. But the deer are now on the road. Just there. There they are. No trouble with you with the phone. You can't zoom in as well, but just absolutely totally made up that I've seen wild deer today. Totally made. Loving it.